I know I played rubbish, but 35,000 steps. Hi, I'm Paul, and this is The Golf Show. Hey everyone, I'm Paul Hemley and welcome to The Golf Show. On the show this week I want to talk about these wristbands that you might have seen the likes of Rory McIlroy or Justin Thomas wearing. This is the Whoop 4.0 fitness wearable. We're going to talk about what it is, we're going to talk about how it works, what it does, how it compares to other fitness trackers like the one I've got on my watch, how much does it cost, and can it make you play better golf. But first we're going to start with why you might want to consider wearing one of these. So Whoop doesn't just track exercise, it tracks how well you're rested and it marries the two up. Quite interesting. It's going to help you optimise your performance and, if you're training really hard, avoid injuries. Whoop has grown into a business that's been valued at $1.2 billion. It only launched in 2017 with its founder, a sportsman called Will Ahmed, and he wanted to track how well you sleep and then correlate that to how hard you can strain. So this is the Whoop 4.0, it's generation 4. I had the 3.0 one beforehand. Whoop sent all its existing subscribers a free one of these when they brought the new model out. We'll talk about how this compares to 3.0 in a minute. You'll see lots of guys and girls on tour wearing these. Nelly Korda, Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, those kind of guys. Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas are investors in Whoop, so bear that in mind. They've done the old Victor Kiam and they liked it so much they bought a share of the company. Whoop comes with an app as well, so we're going to talk about that. If you're interested in getting a Whoop, make sure you stay tuned till the end of this episode because I'll tell you how to find the discount code for your membership. The simplest way to describe what Whoop does is it tracks your sleep and it tracks your strain, so the effort you exert in everyday life, going to the gym, playing golf, whatever. And what it does, it correlates the two. So Whoop works on the principle that if you're well rested, you can train hard. So you might be thinking, well, I don't go to the gym, so I don't really need one of these. But the new 4.0 band as well also has some health monitoring stats as well. So when I came across Whoop, I thought it was quite interesting because they track the different levels of sleep. You know, you think you might need 7 hours sleep, you can get by on 5, but you sleep in stages, and if you cut the sleep down, you won't just do a little bit less time in each stage, you just won't get through the stages. So when you go to bed, it's light sleep, then you get into deep sleep, which is where you restore your muscles. Then after deep sleep, you get into REM sleep, which is when you sort of restore the brain. So it's really important to go through these various stages of sleep. So you think I can get by on 4 hours, you might not even get into REM sleep and get that restorative stuff for your brain. Okay, that's all really technical. I won't get any more technical than that. Let's have a look at how this works. The Whoop band is adjustable, so you can get a snug fit for whatever size wrist you've got. Whoop is the official fitness wearable for the PGA Tour. So the band fits on your wrist. You're meant to just be able to just get a finger underneath it. So it's got to sit pretty tight. It's got a sensor on the back. You can see it just leaves a little mark on the skin. This stays on all the time. It's waterproof to 10 meters for 2 hours. Even the charging pod is waterproof now. It wasn't on the previous one. To charge it, you get one of these little units here. This just charges up on a USB. So that's got a charge in it now. You just slide that over the top and it charges up. This Whoop 4.0 is a third smaller than the Whoop 3.0. It's got the same battery life. You have to charge it maybe every 5 days and it maybe takes an hour and a half, 2 hours to get from 0 to 100% charge using one of these units. So that's great, you're getting 24/7 tracking because you're charging it and wearing it at the same time, unlike say an Apple Watch which you're going to put on charge on at night. Whoop goes into a lot more detail than an Apple Watch or the Oura Ring. It's meant to be the best technology out there. I've read several reviews and they're all saying that this just goes into so much more depth than those kind of devices. There's the wellness app on the Tag Heuer connected watch, which is pretty good. That's going to measure your steps, heart rate, stuff like that. But Whoop goes into a lot more detail. The basic model comes with a black strap. I've got a grey one there as well. Also this neon green. The lighter colours can get a bit dirty, but they are washable. Very stretchy, very comfortable. Once you've got it on, you don't know you've got it on. Charge it every 5 days and forget about it and it takes care of itself. But if you don't want to wear it on your wrist, you can get a bicep band so it goes up there. You might have seen Justin Thomas with one of those poking out from under his sleeve. You can even put it in a pair of Whoop leggings. Even Whoop makes some boxer shorts where you can put the device. I think one of the reasons for the hefty valuation of Whoop as a business is their business model. To get a Whoop, you have to take out a subscription. It's not a one-off payment. So you can start with a 6-month package, which will cost you £30 a month. or you can get a 12-month package, which is £24 a month, or an 18-month package, which is £18 a month. But with all those subscriptions, you've got to pay up front. There's no sort of ongoing monthly charge. For the subscription, you get the Whoop band, the Whoop device, and the charging unit. You can also set on Whoop each day of the week how you want to perform, whether it's just you're happy to get by or whether you need to achieve peak performance. Maybe you've got a really important game of golf, maybe you're a swimmer and you've got a race on a Saturday. And what it will do for those days is work out your strain on the day before and tell you what time you need to go to bed to achieve the sleep you need for the performance level that you've set. So that's pretty smart. I'm 48, I don't want to be told what time I need to go to bed. So you might be thinking, if you don't go to the gym, if you don't go out running all the time, is this really for you? How likely are you to get an injury? Well, probably not. But what is really good with the Whoop 4.0 is you've got some health metrics here. So this gives you some key health metrics. So your resting heart rate, the variability between heartbeats, your skin temperature, blood oxygen levels, those kind of things. So that's quite useful to see. Luckily, I'm all in the green there, and Whoop's motto is live life in the green. But that could be a useful tracker and identify something if your health's going off. Another thing I like with Whoop is you can join some teams or create some teams with your friends to compare your stats and your performance. That might make you train a bit harder. You might want to compare who's had the best night's sleep. But also it's a good way to check your overall health. So I've joined a few groups there. I've got a group called Men Aged 40 to 50. Yeah, I know, hard to believe, but the big one's coming up soon. I've also got one there against a load of golfers, and there's even professional golfers in there as well. So you can set yourself up some teams, you can join teams that are out there, and you can track how your stats compare against people in those teams. So to sum up, what do I think of Whoop, and would it be good for you to wear? Well, I think it's light, it's comfortable, you forget you're wearing it, you only have to charge it once a week, which is great, it's waterproof, you can charge it on the go, so you're getting stats all the time. But I don't really go to the gym, I'm not going to go for that many runs, so why do I wear it? Why is it important to me? Well, I like the health monitor side of it. I think that's really useful, and you can maybe see some trends or identify some things if your health starts going off. The sleep coach, yes, it's useful. Do I go to bed when it tells me to? Probably not. But it does get you thinking a little bit about, well, if I do this or if I read a book before I go to bed, maybe I can get a bit better quality sleep, come off my phone a little bit earlier, those kind of things. Whoop also does a really interesting weekly podcast. You don't have to be a subscriber of this to get the podcast. It's hosted by its CEO, Will Ahmed, and guests might be a fighter pilot, Rory McIlroy, a leading businessman, or a scientist, and they talk about Whoop and how it helps them and how it could help you. I find it quite interesting. There are some really varied guests, but if you are going to get one of these, in the last couple of minutes of each podcast, that's when you get the discount codes told to you if you want to take up membership. So if you are going to get one of these, have a listen to the podcast. I think you'll find it interesting anyway, but right at the end is where the discount codes are. I hope you enjoyed the episode of The Golf Show. To watch another, click here. To subscribe, click here.